Hey everybody, it's Audrey from Audrey Lynn Studios on the west side of Canada near Vancouver. So I have a glaze along today. A subscriber asked if I would show how to glaze the heart bowl, and I'll leave a picture here because I don't have any, I've sold them all, and I filmed the glazing of it quite a while ago. So and I'm sorry, I can't remember which subscriber asked because it's been so long now. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's go. Here's my heart bowl. Plainsman 370 white stoneware. So first we're going to wipe it out with a damp sponge and get all the dust particles off and open up the pores. I may have mentioned this already, but excuse me, I had a subscriber asking to show how I glazed this bowl. So it's not too terribly difficult, but still. Okay, so let's start with this side, and we're going to start with Honey Flux, Amaco's Honey Flux, which is PC17. All right, give it a good shake. I have my piece on a wear board here because I need to glaze multiple pieces today and film it, so I can move my piece by just moving my board. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to take a chopstick and just make sure it really is good and stirred. There we are. And I will link these brushes. I use two different kinds of brushes. These long-handled ones and these fluffier ones. So we're doing the outside. I'm gonna just go with these ones. I can load them up pretty good actually. And you can see where the bottom of the bowl is. So I'm just gonna go close to that. There we go. Dries pretty quick the first coat because it's bisqueware, it's thirsty. First coat, you know. Here we are. Ooh, I forgot to pull out my glaze form. We'll do that right after. Here we are. And don't worry about getting it some on the bottom. You can always wipe it off. Okay, so that's our first coat. Get the glaze form. These are on my website. So we are going to write Heart Bowl as the title. The clay is Plainsman 370. Outside I have Honey Flux ×1 so far, but I'm going to be using ×2. And I'm also going to be using Birch ×1. We've done Honey Flux ×1 already, so I'm just going to make a little mark that I did one coat. And inside's going to be the same, but we can write that here. So the inside is going to be number 1, 2 times Honey Flux, and then number 2 all over is 1 times Birch. Okay, so that's good for now. These are simple glaze forms, and there's a variety of them there. Some are just blank. So, okay, so let's move on to the second coat of Honey Flux because this is already dry. There. Good. We'll let that dry. Okay, let's mark that off on our recipe. We did 2 coats on the outside. Now I'm going to go to the inside because we're using the same color. There we go. There we are. So let that dry and come back. Oh, first, let's mark it off. 2 times Honey Flux. We've done 1 coat because I'm going to go and throw a mug, and it's amazing what you forget when you leave the area. Okay, second coat on the inside. These heart bowls, they're so awesome around Valentine's Day. But you know, they go all year round. People love them. And they don't have to be red. It's March now, so I'm going to do a few in green. Doesn't matter what color they are. Okay, let's mark that down. Honey Flux. So next we're going to move on to River Birch. Okay, now we're going to use River Birch, and that's PCF 74 by Amaco. And Honey Flux is the base of River Birch, so you don't need to wash your brush. We will give it a stir. Whoops, stick down there. Good thing we did. I think it's looking a little bit thick, so I'm going to add some water. Oof. There we go. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. Let's go back to the outside of the bowl. Oops, not sure what that is. There we go. And so this is the one that's going to put the little speckle on it. There we go. Okay, so give this a little wipe. We'll let that dry, and I go clean off my brush because that makes me nuts. All that glaze on there. Okay, let's do a coat of this on the inside. There we go. And we will mark that off. Done. Okay, so next we're going to use deep Firebrick, and we're going to be doing it as a border on the inside and the outside of the bowl. And it'll be ×2. Hello. Okay, so here we go. PC 59 deep Firebrick. All right, and I will grab a smaller brush now. These brushes come in a variety of sizes in the same pack, so I can't remember. I think there might be 8. Okay, so we're going to go on the inside and the outside, a nice border of deep Firebrick. It's a little hard for me to hold the bowl and show you what I'm doing here at the same time, but I will do the inside and then you'll be able to see it. Here we go. Okay, there we go. We'll mark that off on our recipe, our pattern. Okay, we did 1 Firebrick. Yeah, we marked that already. See, that's why we mark it. And now we'll do number 2. There we go. And that's it. That's all it takes. So I'll be firing this to, it's a slow cool fire that I do for this combo, and it's on my website. It's slow cool to top temperature 2200, and then it drops down 1900 for 30 minutes. The original slow cool program is different than that. That's the one that I use. Okay. Okay, so it's not too complicated, but it's just nice sometimes to watch somebody else apply glaze, and yeah, they can tell you what they've put on the pot, but until you see somebody put it on, new potters who, you know, they're just starting to glaze. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Peace out.